One common dream that we can find in most of us is none other than the desire to travel around the world and see every culture, tradition, and beauty. Some of us love the way we feel when we're packing up and traveling to our favorite destinations, while some might dread the word travel because of their excessive traveling routine, which can be very common for work. But with all the reasons of travel comes the added grind of airports and their boring stops that can go on for hours. Don't we all hate the congested waiting areas and never-ending queues? However, there are some airports around the world that are so massive and advanced that you wouldn't want to leave them because they are anything but boring. Keep watching to find out about the world's largest airport. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because you'll love what's coming up. When we talk about the largest airports in the world, the first thing that comes in our mind is the airport being spread on massive land. And that's pretty much the case with two of the world's largest airports. They are so massive that they will surely make your feet hurt. The first airport on our list is none other than the National Airport of Denver. As massive as Denver's airport is, you might end up getting some chills while walking through the departments of it. The airport isn't just scary from the inside, but the bizarreness of it starts right at the entrance when you see its weird horse statue, which we believe would work better as a scarecrow than an entrance statue that's supposed to welcome. The airport of Denver lies at a ground area of 33,531 acres, which is a record set for the world's second largest airport. A huge chunk of this land is occupied by one of the longest runways, which is a whopping 16,000 feet long. Now you might be wondering about the cost that this government put in constructing such a beast. Well, from what we know, the constructors went $2 billion over the price that they estimated for the construction. Looks like some people really got excited during the construction period. And I guess there shouldn't be any doubt in the fact that this airport stands as the 5th busiest one in all of the states, and most flights that land at this airport are transition flights. This airport is also said to have a state-of-the-art architecture, and even though it has less luxuries than other super airports around the globe, it's still pretty fun to spend your time at this one. There are 3 concourses at this airport in total, A, B, and C. And if we put a total sum of all the gates that there are in each of these concourses, we get 150 gates. This airport is indeed a beast in itself. However, you might think differently after seeing what we have next in line for you. This airport, that's located in Saudi Arabia, will blow your mind because it's nothing less than a massive palace. King Fahd Airport is that airport which puts every other airport in the world in a state of complex. Also known as the Dammam Airport, this gorgeousness has occupied a land of about 776 square kilometers, or 330 square miles. But don't even think of going through the entire thing on your feet because it's almost impossible, unless you're on a suicide mission. The interesting fact about this airport is that it was a U.S. air base in the ancient times, but then developed into what's known as the world's largest airport today. It has 2 massive parallel runways with a stretch of 4,000 meters, or 13,123 feet each. Since the airport is located in Saudi, it has a massive mosque with architectural importance and every Muslim element. The mosque can be said to be the essence of this airport because of its exquisite beauty. The airport is also magnificently contributing the cause of safe environment, as it has a huge nursery with over 3 greenhouses that are all contributing greatly to a safe environment. Not only that, but the airport also has something a little too extravagant. An entire terminal has been decorated and assigned for the royal family only, so that they don't have to travel through the regular VIP terminals in the airport. This royal terminal has all the luxuries one could ask for, with a gorgeous interior. Surely you say the world's largest airports, but these airports have smaller terminals compared to this magnificent one. The Beijing Daxing International Airport has the world's largest terminal, and you simply can't imagine how massive and advanced this terminal is. Since Beijing is the capital city of the world's most populated country, it's an established fact that the airport it originally had was reaching its maximum capacity of catering people, and therefore, the Chinese came up with the idea of constructing an airport with a terminal so huge that it could fit in with the rising population gradient. Surprisingly enough, the Chinese ended up achieving their goal and constructed this gigantic airport terminal. This terminal is so massive that it took the engineers around 5 years to fully construct it and get it functional. And because of its enormous size, you can assume that it costs a hefty amount. Well, it turns out that this beast was made for around $17 billion. If you're wondering what this massive terminal is like, well, let us tell you that it is simply a piece of art. The elegant white and cream architecture will take your breath away with all the swirls and details in the walls and roof. It's believed that if this airport is fully functional, it would be considered as the world's busiest airport because it can actually cater around 100 million people per year. The airport also has a customary Chinese garden with all those awesome blooming flowers that you only see in Chinese cartoons and movies. This terminal is so huge that if you're planning on staying and exploring around, you will definitely need some mode of transport, unless you're an active athlete who doesn't mind all the walking. Next up, we have the busiest airport in the world. If you're thinking it's the Dubai airport, let me tell you, there are airports that are busier than that. Hartsfield Jacksonville Atlanta International Airport is the world's busiest airport, where the runway never sleeps. The surprising fact about this airport is that it has been holding the record for being the busiest airport for over 2 decades. The airport has been recorded to receive over 100 million passengers every year. And if you divide it over a day, the people traveling through this airport in a day are way more in number than the entire population of Atlanta. Since there's a hefty amount of people traveling through this airport every day, you can imagine the enormous size of this airport as well. All the terminals and concourses of this airport combine to take over 6.8 million square feet of area, and it has around 7 concourses. In total, this airport has around 192 gates, where most of the gates are domestic because of all the connected domestic flights that fly through this airport. Most of the flights that fly from this airport are Delta Airlines, and nearly 1,000 different flights land and take off every day from this airport. The airport is so busy that it has its own private train system. But since there are so many people traveling through it, it's usually pretty overcrowded. If you ever happen to travel through this airport, simply take a minute and look out the window. You'll see planes lined up in the air waiting for their turn to make a landing. And same would be the case with the planes waiting to take off once the runway's empty. Literally feels like some external power is running this airport. Alright guys, these were the world's largest airports in terms of size and human capacity. We hope you liked this video, and if you did, how about you let us know in the comments below about your favorite airport story, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share.